if you're going to ask God to prove himself to you, then you better be prepared for what comes next. And the story that I'm about to tell, I feel like a lot of people will get a lot out of. The Lord laid that on my heart, so please make sure you listen until the end. So I've always had my doubts about God, specifically Jesus. And, because of that, I've only ever worried about building an empire for myself. And a couple of years ago, I would say that according to the world standard, I pretty much had it all. I had built a successful production company in the EDM scene. I was booking the biggest dubstep names literally in the world. And, I had the fiercely loyal team that I could always count on. I had a bombshell girlfriend. So, at the time, like I said, it's kind of like I really had it all. I had opportunities in the music industry that most promoters could only dream of. Right around this time, I had an encounter with God that would change my life forever. And, in the world that I lived in, things like witchcraft, astrology, divination, these were all very common. So I started to mess with stuff that I just should not be messing with. And I started small. So I started with getting my tarot read and getting my astrological charts read. And almost immediately the universe began to communicate with me. And mostly it would communicate through numerology. So, 222, 333, 444. The numbers would go in sequence all the way up to 666. And I'm not just talking about, like, I own a red car, so I see more red cars on the road. I'm talking about very intentionally placed numbers. So, for example, if I were finishing a thought or needed to answer a question, these numbers would present themselves in a way that was very obvious and overt. I really believed at the time I'd unlocked some sort of secret to the universe or to life, so I decided to go further. And this is where stuff got really dark. So everything changed dramatically when I took DMT. And DMT is the chemical in your brain that is excreted when you're born and when you die. So when you take this substance, your soul literally leaves your body. And the first few times that I did it, it was amazing. I mean, I can't lie. The colors were insane. I mean, colors that you can't even explain here on Earth. And, the experience was unlike anything you can attribute to the physical world that we live in. So around the fourth or fifth time doing this substance, something started to knock on my heart. I kind of just started to feel like I was being deceived. So maybe this was being presented as a great thing, being in the spirit realm. And it was presented as light, but it was really dark. Was it really dark? So, the last time that I did it, or the next time, I prayed and I asked God, I said, God, if you are real, and if this is evil, if this stuff is stuff I should not be messing with, if I'm going down the wrong path, show that to me. So I did the thing, and this time when I entered the spirit realm, it was way off. Everything was off. So I tried to get out. And to get out, I opened my eyes. And because, when you do this substance, you put your head back on the couch. And I opened my eyes, and nothing looked the same. Everything around me in the room, in the physical world, looked the same but different. Like think Stranger Things, like the Upside Down. It was terrifying. I thought at this point that I had died, that maybe I had overdosed, or that I was trapped there forever. And this scared me so bad because I thought that I had blown my last chance. I thought that there was no hope and no joy. All the joy was just sucked out. And it's like I was so far from God that I was hopeless. And I really believe that God was showing me a glimpse of what hell is like, because hell ultimately is just a separation from God. Eventually, I came back to reality and realized that God had answered my question. This stuff is real, and it is demonic, it is evil, and you should not mess with it. And if demons are real, then Jesus is real. And if that's real, then I need to make some serious changes. So, shortly after, I gave up pretty much everything that, I was involved with to pursue God's will for my life. I left the music industry. I shut down my businesses. I had to let go of some people that I didn't want to let go of. And yes, this was extremely difficult and hard, But God promises to replace the things that we give up of the world with something better, something that will fill us with peace and joy. And I trust that. So, my message today is that Jesus is very real and he will be returning any day now, I believe. And I really hope this message could reach somebody that's also seeking or somebody that might be going through the same thing.